Hello and welcome to Electric Football Week 11, where technical difficulty is our middle name. I'd like to start out, first of all, it is November 11th. It is Veterans Day. We here at Electric Football, all of us around, besides Steve and I, the staff, would like to thank all of you who have served both in the past and who are serving currently for your dedication to this country and keeping us safe. Thank you so much, sincerely.
We may be kidding about having a staff, but we're not kidding about the appreciation for veterans. Stuart's father was a veteran. My father was in the Navy. My niece was in the Navy.
My nephew was in the Navy.
And saw action. Yeah. So, we do have a family history. We were lucky, privileged enough to live in America at a time where we weren't called to serve. And we're not sure that we have the guts that the people that do serve have. So all the respect in the world to the veterans. Thank you for what you've done for our country.
Thank you. All right, the games.
Bills at Dolphins. And I don't think Stu's going to stop believing. He'll hold on to that Dolphin feeling. But I'm impressed by the Bills D-line. I think that Marcel Darius and Kyle Williams might be the best set of D tackles in the NFL. Mm-hmm. Hughes and Mario Williams, have 14.5 sacks combined. And I think they're going to harass and wear down Tannehill till he becomes a little Tanny pile. I'm going Bills.
All right, well, Buffalo was built to beat Miami. They've got a tremendous front four, Mario and Kyle Williams. The Dolphins' O-line damaged with the loss of Brandon Albert the other day, and we can't play against good front sevens in this league. Kyle Orton is playing better football than E.J. Manuel was for Buffalo, even though Miami has lost to their second and third string quarterbacks over the last 2 years. The Bills swept last year. They've already taken one from us this year. I don't see any change. I'm taking the Bills. Hate to say it, Dolphin fans.
Well, I guess Stu will stop believing.
I stop believing.
Vikes versus Bears. I like that we go from your team to my team.
Yep.
The Vikes come from the land of the ice and snow, from the midnight sun where the hot springs flow, so the weather's not going to be an issue for us. When we talk about the Bears, we always concentrate on Cutler and the skill position guys, but what we're missing is that the D has given up 106 points in 2 games. The Vikes D, on the other hand, has not given up more than 26 points in their last 4 games, and 3 of those 4 opponents have been held under 20. I'm taking my boys. I'm taking the Vikings. Woo!
I honestly can't tell you why the Bears suck, but I'm taking the Vikings for the hell of it. That's my analysis for the week.
All right.
Crack staff.
Texans versus Browns. And meet the new Texans, same as the old Texans. The Texans constantly fool me into thinking they're going to be a better team than they are. I'm the exact opposite with the Browns. I don't give them enough credit when they are playing well. Mm-hmm. But I won't be fooled again. No, I won't be fooled again. Other than the stinker against the Jags, the Browns have beaten the teams that they're supposed to beat. I believe that 2 vastly underappreciated players are on the Browns defense in Buster Skrine and Paul Kruger. Mm-hmm. I think the Browns win this one pretty easily.
Yeah, the Texans are coming off the bye, but Cleveland also played on a Thursday night, so they've got a 10-day break. It's not that big an advantage for Houston here. Mingo, Kruger, Dansby, all great football names, and they're playing tough football. Mingo. Texans make the change to quarterback Ryan Mallett after the Fuzzy Fitzpatrick experiment failed. He's not a rookie, but he really hasn't played much. I'm sticking with Cleveland until they lose a game. The dog pound will be at a fever pitch, and I'm just taking the Browns at home.
All right, Falcons versus Panthers. And evidently Philly had a pocket full of kryptonite, and the Panthers fans are suffering from the Jimmy Olsen blues because Cam Newton is no longer, Superman. He's
right.
not. There's no S on that chest. What was on his back was Connor Barwin all night. He was keeping him warm in that cold Philly air.
You wearing a Barwin?
So I think the Falcons are going to be able to do the same sort of thing if they get a pass rush from OC and Jonathan and Croy. Mm-hmm. I'm going Falcons.
Yeah, Carolina's bereft of talent. They left Cam Newton absolutely nothing, and I think he's gun-shy. He's had 9 sacks on Monday night against Philadelphia, so that gets into your head. Atlanta really can't stop anyone on defense, but neither can Carolina, and I just think on paper Atlanta is the better offensive team, so I am stupidly taking the piece of paper over the actual team. And that's it. Falcons.
All right. Bengals versus Saints. And it's always the same. Only the QB name will change. Every Sunday, it seems, the Bengals are wasting away. Dalton looked clueless, going 10 for 33 for 86 yards with 3 picks.
My substitute quarterback.
Cincinnati may just ride him out of town on a steel horse. The Saints lead the NFC South at 4-5. So at home with Breeze, I have to go Saints.
I honestly don't know what to do here. The Bengals are a hot mess, and they couldn't make a play against Cleveland, and they were home. The Saints, on the other hand, really can't put together much of a win either here. Breeze should shred Cincinnati's defense, and on paper, the Saints are head and shoulders above the Bengals, but this year is funky but chic in football, man. It's just been some crazy games.
Did you just say funky butt cheek?
Yes. And I actually wrote that down. Anything can happen. That's before I knew what you were doing.
Okay.
I keep saying the Saints are tough to beat at home, but they're not, are they? Anyway, a weak thumbs up to Jimmy Graham and Drew Brees here. I'm taking the Saints.
All right.
Suicide pick 2.
You're still in it.
Still in it, babies.
How many are left?
3-11.
Oh, getting down there.
Yep.
Bucks versus Washington. And the Washington team needs to put their knuckleheads together, make a fist and fight, not to their death, not to their grave. I'm talking about that freedom to fight like a brave. That's what I'm talking about. RG3, Deshaun Jackson, and Alfred Morris. They should be enough to keep the really punchless Bucks on a losing streak. Give me Washington.
Yeah, the Pirates go back to McCown last week, and they got the same result, a loss. The Natives are coming off a bye here, and they are horrible. RG3 remains healthy for a week, maybe, and Lovie Smith hopes he wakes up and finds Bobby Ewing in the shower in December and realizes this was just a dream.
Dallas.
Taking the Redskins.
A little confusing there. He's taking Washington, but making Dallas references. Broncos versus the Rams.
It's haiku.
That's true. That was confusing. And nobody commented on the Nietzsche, I might add.
I know.
Anyway, Broncos versus Rams. Wes Welker got little baby legs that stand so low. You got to pick Wes Welker up just to say hello. But that little Wes Welker's crappy season aside, and he is having a crappy season, the Broncos are having a really underappreciated 7-2 season. And that might be because the 2 losses were their 2 premier games. Patriots, Seahawks. Peyton is developing a bit of a Tony Romo-like reputation for not coming through in the big games, but I don't think that's going to apply here. I think the Broncos run roughshod over the Rams.
Yeah, look, the Denver Mannings aren't playing Brady and Belichick this week, so I do expect a win. Neither team here is running the ball well, and Emmanuel Sanders is single-handedly murdering my fantasy team by taking all the touchdowns away from Demaryius Thomas. It's killing me. My number 1 pick never gets the ball in the end zone. Go Rams, but take the Mannings.
Okay. 49ers versus the Giants. And on the sideline stands Coach Coughlin, and a fighter by his trade. And he carries
Makes me
the reminders of every play that laid him down and cut him till he cried out in his anger and his shame, I am leaving, but the coach still remains. I actually feel bad that this is going to be Tom Coughlin's last season and the way he's going out. The Giants are always just a play away. They're just a play away. But they never make that play. The 49ers, all they really have to do is follow what the Seahawks did, which was just run roughshod over the Giants. Marshawn Lynch was just laughing as he broke into the secondary on some of those runs. So give me San Francisco pretty easily.
Yeah, the Biggies fly back to the swamp to face a very lucky Gold Digger team that escaped the Bayou with an overtime win. And you know me, second game on the road stew here. My theory is always they can't win one. The Giants have literally the worst-ranked defense. My goodness, the Raiders and the Bucks are better than the Giants.
Is that true? I didn't
It's
realize
true. So I'm taking Little Man in to find Odell Beckham all day long and somehow manage a win against those 49ers. Call it women's intuition.
Okay. Seahawks versus the Chiefs. And the Chiefs are back. They're back in the saddle again. They're riding into town alone by the light of the moon. The Chiefs started the season off with 2 bad losses, but now they're on a 6-1. They're on a 6-1 swing in their last 7, and I don't think people are giving them the credit that they deserve. If you watch this show a lot, Stu loves to talk about 2 weeks on the road. I love to just pick favorites. That's all I do. I just come here and just pick.
So you took the Vikings.
I pick my favorite, and then I pick favorites for the week, pretty much. But I'm gonna, barkeep, give me a drink. I'm going with the Chiefs. I like them in this one.
All right, I think it's a game of the week candidate here. The Left Coast Birds fly into the Big Chill of Arrowhead to face a semi-mirror image team here. 2 of the better running teams in the league. And KC is favored for some reason here.
Are they?
Yeah.
So much for my upset.
Yeah, the Hawks suck on the road since they were formed, but I don't like the matchup for Kansas City's defense. After watching what Seattle did the other day against the Giants, Wilson makes the plays with his legs, and the Beast will run all over them in the fourth quarter. Domination time. I'm taking the Seahawks.
All right. Raiders versus the Chargers. And my advice to the Chargers coming off their good. They shut off their offense.
Yeah.
Their shutout loss to the Dolphins is don't let yourself go. Because everybody cries. And everybody hurts. Sometimes. They shit the bed against Stu's Dolphins, but the way to cure that is a week off and then play the Raiders at home.
Mm-hmm.
When what else could you ask? If Phillip Rivers needs to erase that from his mind, just scrub that thing out of there. A week off, partying in San Diego probably, and going against the Raiders is the absolute cure for that. So give me the Chargers.
Yeah, it's a divisional game, and the Raiders always fight in these games for some reason. This is likely a 3-point game, and as much as I've been high on Rivers this year, he hurt his hand against Miami. I don't think it'll be a factor from everything I've read. Again, it's Tuesday before the game. I don't think it's going to be a factor in the game. And he may be getting Ryan Matthews back. So I am going to take the Powder Blues here to beat the Silver and the Black. Kind of a home game for San Diego anyway. I think they just walk across the street and they're in Oakland or something.
Yeah, pretty much.
So there you go.
Actually, it's pretty far up, but...
It's not Oakland, New Jersey?
Quick little rant. How does Sperano get another job? I was talking to a guy I work with today, and it's unbelievable that a guy...
He poisons the head coaches.
A guy that was a terrible offensive coordinator...
horrible head coach.
Horrible head coach, went down and was a horrible offensive coordinator, and then gets another job.
Actually, he was only an O-line coach before he got head coach. Thank you, Parcells, you piece of crap.
When you make the choice to put him back in a leadership position, you are saying our best hope is mediocrity. The best we're going to do is mediocrity. Chip Kelly. The Eagles go out and they take a big risk, and it looks like it's paying off. And those kind of risks don't always pay off.
Right.
Plenty of good college coaches have come up and failed miserably.
Mm-hmm.
But when you got a guy that's already failed at your level and already failed below the level that you're about to put him back up.
Hey, Joe Montana, you want to just come coach the rest of the year for us? That'd be great.
More like, hey, Ray Handley, what have you been doing?
Hey, Rich Kotite, you busy?
I was just going to go with Kotite. Honestly, pull me out of Denny Green or something. But don't do it. Anyway, sorry.
Lions cards.
Lions Cardinals. This is clearly one of those hit me with your best shot, fire away games because two great defenses are going to slug it out in this one. But only one elite quarterback will be getting sacked by those great defenses because Carson Palmer signed a big extension, and as he was walking away from the table, went down with an injury. He pulled a hammy from carrying his money. So yes, GMs signing a mid-30s quarterback to a long extension, not the smartest move you're going to have. Give me the healthy Stafford and the Lions.
Yeah, I don't know what this injury will mean to this team. Drew Stanton looked great in a mop-up duty. Well, actually, he came back from behind to win the game.
He's done well.
But can you do that, a lot? And you're going up against the number one defense in the league right now. The Lions can't run well, so they're counting on Megatron and Tate, to be able to beat Peterson and the rest of those, Calais Campbell or whoever else. I'm going to go out on a limb here, and I'm going to take the number one defensive team, Detroit, to put a ding in Stanton. Lions by 1.
There we go. Eagles versus the Pack. And they're going to fly like the Eagles to Green Bay. Fly like the Eagles and let Mark Sanchez play. He sort of he resurrected himself.
Like
he
was phoenix.
That's what I'm going for.
Oh,
he was the phoenix from the flames. Oh, my goodness, he looked good, didn't he? He was winging passes. And that either Chip Kelly is a genius or the Jets just destroyed that man, and he took a year to get his confidence back.
Could be.
And I love what the Eagles did with the 9 sacks. But the Packers put a whooping on the Bears, and it was not Big Ben throwing 6 touchdowns last week. It was Aaron Rodgers. I like the Packers at home. It's hard to bet on Sanchez over Rodgers, especially when the Packers are at home. The Eagles have the better defense, The Eagles have probably the better skill position players all the way around.
Yep.
But the Packers have a massive home field advantage and a massive advantage at quarterback. Give me the Pack.
Cheesesteaks versus the Cheeseheads. Two high-flying offenses meet in the 25-degree Lambeau Field. Yeah, I looked at the weather report. Holy polar vortex, it's going to be snowing there. It's snowing there today. Sproles has been magnificent, and Sanchez looks comfortable in the Chip Kelly offense, which is not an easy thing to do. It's a high-tempo, fast-moving thing, and for Sanchez to come in this year and get it down, very nice. Packers 5-point favorites, and I think they can neutralize Sanchez, but can they stop Sproles and all those like dinks and dunks that they throw? I'm going to take the Eagles in an upset here, and I just because I think they're a little more balanced team offensively and defensively.
And special teams. You bring up a very good point with special teams with Sproles and their ability to score quick strike scores.
So, Aaron has to have one bad game, right? So I'm taking the Eagles here.
It's a close one. It's a good game. We're going to split on this, but it ain't by much.
Nope.
All right, Pats versus the Colts. And some people like to gamble, but Stu and I always lose. Some people like to rock and roll, and I think Tom Brady's going to be singing the blues. If Andrew Luck is going to supplant the Bradys and the Mannings of this world, as we keep hearing, now is a statement game. He's at home. The Colts are playing well. I like Luck to win this one. I think he's going to stay with Hilton, and I think he's going to beat Tom Brady's Gronk with his fleener.
Andrew, we hardly knew ye. I don't know. I guess it's just football karma that the Patriots are never going to lose while Brady and Belichick are there, which spells doom for me my whole freaking life. Look, Luck has been outstanding this year, but what the Patriots do best is they beat the good teams. They always beat the good teams in the big game, and they beat them into submission. They don't usually just win. They usually kill them. Colts are slight favorites here, but a lot of people, I looked at some of the polls, and a lot of people are taking the Patriots here, and I think Brady's going to win this game for him, 35-21 Patriots.
All right, Steelers versus the Titans, and Ben's mental wounds not healing. Who and what's to blame for last week's performance? If you've ever wanted to see a team go off the rails on a crazy train, it was the Steelers versus the Jets. Coming in off of record-setting, performances, 6 touchdowns in a row, twice, and going against a weak secondary, and they just, here's the ball, run, go, Michael Vick, go.
Unbelievable.
That's one that I missed. I didn't miss too many last week, but that's one I missed badly. But on my long drive, I did get to listen to the Titans versus the Ravens. Let me tell you, the Titans were not putting up any kind of offense. Mettenberger was going down. I don't see a way that Ben doesn't figure this out and get back on time with Antonio Brown. I'm going Steelers.
Yeah, look, this game is going to be so bad in the ratings that it's going to lose to QVC's Herbal Concepts hot rap segment.
I'll tell you, Shark Tank versus Steelers Titans, that's a tough call.
Look, the Steelers laid an egg in the Meadowlands, but they're not that bad. Rex Ryan's job was saved now, and all the Jets fans think they won the Super Bowl on Sunday. The Titans are they're losing, and no way in heaven are Ben and Antonio going to lose to the Titans here. Take your pension to Vegas, put it on Pittsburgh. This is Stu's big first ever lock pick.
How did you get Rex Ryan has just saved his job?
They won a game. You should see these people. The Jets fans think they just won the world.
No,
by beating Pittsburgh.
I get that, but I don't think Rex saved his job.
I'm not. He did.
He might have saved his career because
didn't save it. I'm just being sarcastic. Okay. You can't recognize sarcasm on television.
I did not recognize that as sarcasm. I thought you were buying into the whole Rex is it because the talk around here is really. It's not Rex's. They're going to amazing lengths to go. It's not Rex's fault. Rex is a good coach. He doesn't have the talent. He doesn't have a good owner. He didn't get good breakfast bagels that day. There's amazing because everyone likes Rex. There's no reason not to like Rex. He's a funny guy.
Oh, I got 100 reasons.
I like Rex.
I don't.
He's a funny guy. He's got a little personality in a league full of coaches that we're on to Cincinnati.
Yeah.
we're on to Cincinnati. Rex Ryan is not that guy. And people identify with him. He's the fat, what was it Tony Soprano said? I'm just a fat fucking crook from New Jersey. Rex is just a fat fucking football coach from New Jersey. And we like him for that, but he is not earning his job. And if him and Idzik go, I won't be surprised. But I would be surprised if Idzik goes and Rex stays.
No way, not twice.
All right, I didn't recognize it as sarcasm. Anyway, it's Week 11. This is electric football. You people better watch. Tell your friends to watch. Get those numbers up. Don't
Steve Brown, Stu Pace. We're here every week. You wonder why. We'll see you next time.
We wonder why.
Maybe we'll have a better screenshot.